Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of Shanghai 100. Today, I'm sitting with a very special guest, the intelligent, the smart, thoughtful, caring, the person that should be a salesperson but is in politics, Gabriel. Gabriel, we've met a couple months back,
Yes, we did.
and I want to talk about one thing. It's a bit off topic. Uh, the game. We've mentioned our journeys. I consider my journey like a game. You consider it.
As a mission. I believe that is exactly the difference between the private sector and the public sector. Um, in the public sector, you have an aim to help and impact in your society. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do, to make a difference and to have that influence on my people and my countrymen.
So I want to talk to you about where did that all come from? Where did this spark to to help society out? Where did that originate from?
Well, you know what, growing up, I was actually being raised in a political house. My grandfather, may he rest in peace, he was a politician back in the Soviet Union, and he was in the cultural sector. So he helped develop a lot in a culture sector, you know, museums, cultural theaters, and that basically had a huge impact on me. Growing up, you know, I understood that we live in Israel, and you know, seeing the world news, the world media coverage about Israel, also forced me to go to that area.
Okay, so as a person, who's where have you lived? I just want to say, where have you lived throughout your lifespan?
Well, I spent most of my
Most
life
of-
in Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how has the media? Where do you think this originated from? This portrayal of what's going on in the media. Where did it all come from?
Okay, let me put it that way. Israel is a small country in the Middle East, which is not a simple region, right? Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East among non-democratic countries, and Israel always finds itself, you know, in a bad spotlight concerning the world politics, political arena. I mean, political arena. But you know, many people don't even realize the huge contribution of the state of Israel to the world. If it's high-tech innovation, medicine, medical, you know, equipment and treatments.
So can you just give like a very maybe specific one or two examples of how Israel has impacted the world? Or
Well, you can see where we are in China right now, and if you look through it briefly, you will see that China is basically very interested in the Israeli innovation, because you know, we have proven ourselves along the years that we can contribute to this world and society. And actually, as a matter of fact, if you go through the Nobel Prizes, you will see a lot of them are also somehow related to Israel.
So now you moved from Israel to Shanghai. You've been living in Shanghai for how long?
Approximately 6 months. half a
6
year,
months.
yeah.
And you've been very active in terms of the relations between Israel and Shanghai.
Exactly.
Are there some projects that you can speak on?
Well, concerning the projects that I can speak about, don't speak on. Basically, most of my projects are aimed to improve social welfare in Israel. What do I mean by that? China and Israel nowadays have really strong relations, right? Economical relations, technological cooperations. You can see that by based on a lot of Chinese investments in the state of Israel. But I'm personally, I'm coming from the southern part of Israel, right? And we do have this quiet environment, you know, that I would like to develop. So I feel that I have the personal responsibility to my people, to the citizens of my city, of my region, to help and improve the social welfare, either it's education, medicine, etc.
So in a nutshell, say we're in an elevator, you have 30 seconds on the clock. You're sitting next to a real typical dumb American, right? To be honest, I don't know much about Israel. you know, except for the stuff that they flash on TV. So now if you have 30 seconds to give an elevator pitch about your country, and I know this is very difficult, I know it's kind of a broad general question, but if you have 30 seconds to say something about Israel, that it can be put in an Instagram post, right, about your country, what would you say in those 30 seconds to kind of convince that person that is not what you see on TV?
Well, first of all, I would introduce myself because, you know, every person represents his country. So the way you act, you are basically the business card of your country.
Ambassador.
Ambassador of some sort, exactly right. So that would be the introduction part.
20 seconds.
Right. So on a different matter, I would talk about, you know, Israel is being very open to different cultures and different societies in the world. I would tell him about the innovation ability or capability in Israel, the great medicine, and the very important historical religious heritage that Israel has. And it's a great opportunity to introduce this topic.
So, in terms of some of where the current state of the world is right now, I mean, you have, in 2017, as of the making of this video, there are some huge conflicts going on. And so, where do we start with this? I know this is a very broad question, but in terms of there's so much going on right now between, you know, a lot of different countries. I don't want to get into detail, but so where do you see an origin of these problems, a particular origin? For example, I'll give you my answer, and then let me see yours. When I see like global problems, I see mainly it usually boils down to a lack of understanding of why they're doing something, lack of understanding of what their thought processes and whatnot. So that's what I usually see as like the basis of any problem, and that's why I see global education as like the key, just like you said. Personally, and even how we're sitting here today, we're both students in some sort, right? So global education allows us to know one another. It allows me to do this interview with you, and then you teach these people about this and whatnot. So I'm gaining understanding through you. When you look at the current position of the world, what's some of the core problems that you see, and how can we tackle these very core problems?
Let me put it that way. There are a lot of problems in our world, in our societies. And, you know, we're talking about poverty, lack of education, lack of equal opportunities. But, you know, it's really hard to tackle everything together. So my advice would be deal with the things that you can actually change. So, for example, start with your local community. See how you can help them. And then start dealing with, you know, your country's affairs. As we said, be the ambassador of your country. Be the representative. And, you know, slowly but slowly you will meet new people that share the vision. This is the beauty of this, right? They share your vision and they want to contribute it to this as well. So when those two people meet, it's way easier to do things as a group than to tackle everything by your own.